Animal control overcrowding is causing problems for St. Martinville Police. Police are supposed to seize stray dogs and dogs considered to be dangerous. Under city ordinance, all pit bulls are included in that ordinance. Dogs deemed to be dangerous must be chipped, kept in a kennel, and the owner must have a liability insurance policy on the animal. So how is the police department dealing with the overcrowding? That's where our Danielle Garcia picks up the story.
During the wintertime, it's a lot more difficult because the shelter is limited on kennel space because the animals have to be stored inside of the building.
For Chief Ricky Martin, enforcing animal control laws is becoming a problem for his officers. Because of overcrowding at the Parish Animal Control Center, his officers can't seize so-called aggressive dogs. Chief Martin says there have been 2 dog bites since this issue began, where they've had to pick up the dogs and bring them here to the Parish Animal Control for quarantine. But because of the high volume of animals coming from the city, all other violations that are not as urgent can only result in citations.
Just like law enforcement has to deal with their jails that are at capacity, sometimes we have to step back and take only the most vicious or most severe cases of animal abuse or animal attacks.
In the past year, there have been 72 animal complaints in the city. Parish President Chester Cedars says this is causing a burden to animal control.
In order to address this problem, other stakeholders in animal control are going to have to step up and assist us in terms of financing the operation of the shelter, which certainly might entail some sort of expansion.
Now, the chief says he's pushing for some changes to the ordinance, including removing language declaring all pit bulls aggressive.
The time the ordinance was written, which was close to 20 years ago, the ordinance was written because the city was having a huge problem with dog fighting. And it's not necessarily just pit bulls. I mean, I think the pit bulls are kind of getting an unfair shake because it's how the dogs trained and it's how the dogs raised.
In St. Martinville, Danielle Garcia, KTC TV3.